Hiya beauties, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I think. Yeah. Welcome to my channel. I've been trying my hardest to find like an audio, not an audio, but like an intro that I like that's like actually creative, and I'm still having trouble, so like maybe you guys can help me with that in the comments. But recently I posted on my community tab, I think it was. I'm such a bad YouTuber. Anyways, I posted on my community channel like what you guys would like for me to do voiceovers for, because I know a lot of people don't necessarily or aren't necessarily able to build my the homes that I make, which is completely okay. That's fine. You know, you guys are still watching and are engaged, so I appreciate that a lot. But I recently asked which one you guys would like for me to do between subscriber story times and build tips, and you guys clearly wanted to do more build tips. So we are getting into that. I actually made a cute little list here. Actually, I did this a few weeks ago, but I made a cute little list here of a bunch of build tips for different things you're trying to build. Most of them are for no Game Pass homes, but they can easily apply to both, you know, no Game Pass and regular homes. So let's get into it. So the first one is to use pillars. For a lot of my builds, you'll notice that I use pillars a lot. You know, I think they just add a lot more detail to the exterior of a build, and they really help with the appeal of that. You get what I'm saying? I'm bad at explaining. They really help with, you know, detailing and making a build go from basic to really nice, really detailed, really structured. Second thing is wall trims. This actually goes a lot with pillars. Wall trims, I think, differentiate the exterior of a build. They're a chance for you to give it a color scheme and things like that, and also help detail things, help things look nicer. Both pillars and wall trims can go into that. The third one actually doesn't make sense. It does, but it doesn't. But detailing. I feel like people get things misconstrued when you say detailing. There's a difference between exterior and interior, but detailing for exterior it kind of goes along with, you know, the little things basically, because you can have one big thing, you know, you add a couch into a living room and you add a bunch of, you know, seating chairs to make a build look nice. But once you start adding small things like, oh, here's a flower pot here or a light here, you know, they tend to look a lot nicer. So make sure you're adding those things such as books, and you're really just putting the small details into your build. For number 4, make sure you plan beforehand. Actually, when I started my YouTube channel, I wasn't doing this, and it was such a poor thing for me to do, because I'm now that I learned, it made my life a lot easier, and it really helped me in the long run. So please make sure that you're planning your builds beforehand. That makes things so much more easier, and you know, it'll help you in the long run. For number 5, make sure you make an outline beforehand. This goes a lot with planning beforehand, but an outline beforehand for your build, and then taking a picture of that and maybe airdropping it or something like that to a phone or a computer or something that you're building with, or that you're not building with. Airdropping it beforehand and using that as a reference when you go to build, it makes things a lot easier. You'll have a sort of an example to go by before you build. It's all like copying a speed build, you know. You give yourself an example beforehand. That way the build comes out nicer and it's more planned out. That way you know exactly what you're doing through each step of the way. I think we're on number 6. Yeah. For number 6, look at styles on Pinterest. A lot of people don't know this, but builders, most of them, I'm not going to say all of them, but most of them don't build the houses from their brain, you know. So a lot of them, they go on Pinterest, you know, Zillow, things like that, and they take examples from homes that have already been built and they recreate those homes, which is something that you can do to, it'll really help you learn more about architecture, and it'll help you learn styles and things like that. It'll get you on your way to making those really big mansions that everyone loves and everyone likes, more detailed things like that. For number 7, make sure you play with lighting. I feel like this wasn't such a big thing beforehand, before like the whole lighting update, but once the lighting update hit, a lot of people started to play with lighting, and it helped a lot more with, you know, different feels for a build. So it could take your build from looking very barren, very cold, to very warm and like comforting and cozy and things like that. For number 8, figure out a color scheme beforehand, which also goes back to planning beforehand, but I struggle a lot still with finding different ideas or different colors that I want to use for a build. If you plan those things out beforehand, and you can find a lot of examples of like color schemes that you want to use. I'll actually link some in the video. You can go back and find, you can look through their page. I know Ella Alexa, I think that's her name. Ella Alexa posts a lot of color scheme builds and a few other creators. So I'll be sure to link their Instagrams or their social media either on the screen and in the description, so you can go look through that. And for number 9, pick a style. I feel like a lot of people, they want to build these nice homes, and a lot of people who don't build, or some people in the community, they see something and they don't realize that, oh, that might be craftsman, or oh, that might be, you know, modern or something like that. Everybody, I think architecture from the outside, it looks like it has a very slim sort of vague idea, but there's a lot of different styles that you can build by. And I realize once you narrow that down, you'll be able to easily create a home, because you'll know exactly what you're looking for and exactly what you're going for. So make sure you sort of educate yourself about building in general, because a lot of it's fun, but being knowledgeable about what you're, you know, trying to get into makes the process a lot easier. So make sure you do that. And for number 10, build what makes you happy. I know a lot of times you see a bunch of really nice builds and you're like, oh, I want to build that and I want to build this. But building, especially in Bloxburg, it's about having fun, you know? It's not about, you know, having the best house or like what looks the nicest, because a lot of people have different preferences. You know, somebody that might like a modern home, or somebody might like, you know, a colonial home. But building what makes you happy at the end of the day is what's going to make you proud, you know? It doesn't have to be the most realistic home, or it doesn't have to be the nicest out there, but as long as you're happy with what you create, then that's completely fine, you know? And at the end of the day, once you get into it, it's going to make you happy. It's going to make you feel like a better person. And you shouldn't, I don't want anyone to feel like they have to live up to, you know, what somebody else's example is setting, because there's a lot of builders in the community right now, and I love their work. Like, they have such amazing homes, but I don't want to build like them, you know? I have my own style at the end of the day, and I feel like that should be something that everyone has. Just take a style and put your own spin on it, so that way it makes you happy. So yeah, that was me giving you building tips. I'll probably make another more detailed video to help you guys, because this is all new to me, and this was a voiceover, so I'll make a way more detailed video whenever. Thank you so much for your time and your ear, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. bye.